Hey, what's up guys? It's Pat and welcome back to another mod showcase. And today we're going to take a look at elemental orbs. And what this mod does is it adds in these very unique orbs that have these special abilities. Some light things on fire and others can even like make plants grow. It's pretty cool. So we're going to get started with the most important thing. You need to make an orb. This is like the main crafting ingredient to every single recipe. So you need 4 glass and a chest in the middle. The first one is the fire orb, and to make this you are going to need coal, flint and steel, and an orb in the middle. And what this does is it lights mobs around you on fire. And one of the cool things is you can actually upgrade these orbs. There is a stronger version called the Omega Fire Orb, which I'll show you as well. And I have these creepers just to show you guys how it works. So I'm going to spawn a couple around here, and if I use this fire orb, right click, everything is on fire. And the thing about the Omega one is it has like a longer range. So even if I spawn some like all the way over here, I'm going to show you by using the first one again. If I use it here, it will not light those on fire. But if I use the Omega one, it lights everything on fire. I had even these poor sheep that were very far away. I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that to you. Let me try to put the fire, oh, too late. So yeah, it's dead. It's very cool though. If there's like mobs around, you can pretty much light the whole area of them on fire. So the second thing we'll look at is the lightning orb. To make this, you need redstone, you need a diamond, and your orb. So this one pretty much does the same thing, except it like shoots them with lightning. And of course, there is a stronger version as well. So if any of these creepers are still alive, which apparently none are, I think I killed them all. Let me spawn a few more here, and I will use the lightning orb. And hits them with lightning. Now they're charged creepers and they're on fire. And of course, I spawned some far away, just for another example. And use the extra powerful Omega lightning orb. It will shoot them with lightning as well. So some pretty cool spells. Alright guys, so the next one is the explosion orb. It is made with TNT and an orb. And there is no Omega version to this one. Although it would be cool if there was. One that had like a massive explosion. Kinda wish they had that. But what we're going to do is spawn a couple more creepers here. And we're going to explode them. I mean, they're used to that anyway, right? So, right click and bam! Pretty awesome. It's gonna kill like every mob that's next to you. Alright guys, the next one is the ice orb. And to make that, you're gonna need 4 blocks of ice and an orb in the middle. And what this does is it freezes water, but it actually freezes mobs too. So it's pretty cool. And there is an Omega version, but it doesn't work. I think this is the only glitched item in the whole mod that I've noticed. For some reason, when you click it, it really doesn't do anything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go near the water. You can see I've actually frozen some of it already. And I'm going to spawn a couple creepers at the same time so I could like show both examples. And if I use the ice orb, they're now frozen. They're still alive and they're moving around a little bit. And the lake, you know, it's pretty damn frozen. So when I use the other one though, so we'll spawn this and use the Omega version, they don't freeze. So I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with it, but it seems to be a glitched item right here. So the next one is the dry orb, and this one's pretty unique. It has a bunch of abilities, and it actually evaporates water, kills plants, and it can turn like grass and dirt to sand. So to make it, you are going to need sand and flint and steel with an orb in the middle, and there is an Omega version as well. So what we're gonna do is go like near the water over here, and it pretty much is gonna kill like everything around. So if I use it, like all the water is gone, and the plants, everything is dead here. And the Omega version, of course, is just bigger. So if I use it, it is like really done weird things to the water, as you can tell. And if you use it like crazy like this, of course, you could probably get rid of all the water, and it's pretty freaky looking. There's like floating pieces of water around. It's pretty scary. The next one is the nature orb, and to make this, you will need oak saplings and seeds with an orb in the middle. And of course, there is an Omega version as well. And what it does, it pretty much makes everything around you grow. So it's like the opposite of that terrible one that destroyed all the land. So if I use it right here, like trees have grown. It's pretty cool. I like that. So you want like your own tree farm, some plants and grass to grow, you can do that. And the Omega version basically makes a small forest. So we'll go over here a little bit further away and use it. And there we go. I mean, that is a lot of trees and some big ones as well. So very unique items in this mod, and that's the reason I reviewed it, because a lot of mods add stuff that like lights stuff on fire, but I can grow my own like forest, and I could like evaporate the water. It's pretty cool. The next one is the water orb, and to make it, you just need buckets of water with an orb in the middle. And this one isn't exactly what you would expect, and I don't see any difference between it and the Omega one. It's actually for traveling like through weird places and protecting yourself from mobs. So you right click with it and it puts you in water. If I use the Omega one, it does the same thing. So what you're supposed to do is hold right click with it and then just travel. So you can actually like go through the water and go through the sky. And you can escape mobs like this. I'm sure there's plenty of other things you could do as well. But it's pretty cool. You can travel to some weird spots if you mess around with this. So that is the point of it. The water doesn't fall or anything. Yeah, you can make a cool design too, probably. So the Omega one, it does exactly the same thing. I'm not sure how they really would be able to make it any different anyway, since, you know, it's kind of just puts you in the water. Very strange, very unique. I love it, though. It's pretty awesome. I can finally escape anything I want to in this game. Alright, so the next one is the Nether Orb. To make it, you will need Soul Sand, Nether Rack, Nether Wart, a Gold Nugget, and a gas tier with the orb in the middle. So what this one does is it basically makes you like a little nether. And there is like a stronger version as well. You'll see right here. If I right click on the ground, try not to get like near my stuff I actually built. Alright, if I right click right there, I've made like my own little nether. It's kind of cool. Even the zombie pigmen, there's lava, there's like the mushrooms, nether wart. So if you want the materials from here, that could be a good way to get them. And of course, the Omega version is just like a larger nether that you create here. So we use it right there, and bam, giant nether. I like it though. They're actually like in your real world. You can easily get zombie pigmen like around you if you use this. See the world around me? I've like completely destroyed it. There's like a nether. There's like floating water. It's pretty crazy. Alright, so the next one. Which one are we on? We are on to the Defender Orb. And for that, you're going to need diamonds, blocks of iron, bones, and a pumpkin with the orb in the middle. And there is a stronger version for this one as well. And the weaker version actually is different than the stronger version, which is the only difference in this one that I see. So what we're going to do is I use this one. It's going to give me 2 wolves. And I believe only one of them works correctly. That's what it said in the mod. So these guys will help protect you. And the stronger version actually doesn't give you wolves. That's why it's different. Like the other ones actually are just like bigger versions. This one gives you iron golems instead, which is cool. So these will defend you, which is pretty awesome. So we'll go on to the next one. The next one is the Light Orb. And for that, you're going to need torches, glowstone dust, gunpowder with the orb in the middle. And you can probably imagine what this one does. It lights up the area around you. So right now, we don't need to get this lit up. So we're going to have to head underground. Alright guys, I have found a small cave over here. And all you do with the light orb is you right click and it puts up torches and lights up the whole cave for you. The difference with the Omega one is it doesn't use torches. It actually uses glowstone instead, and of course like lights up more area. So if I right click right here, bam, glowstone all over the place. And this is actually one of the ores right here that is part of the mod. And I'll show you guys what you need it for after. Alright guys, the next one is the Heat Orb. And for this, you are going to need thermite, which is one of the materials in this. You're going to need flint and steel and an orb. And what this one does, it lights everything around you on fire, and it also smelts things. And there is a stronger version as well. But to get the thermite, let me show you real quick. So you're going to see that aluminum ore we just saw, and you'll smelt that into aluminum ingot, and you'll get aluminum powder when you put that in a crafting table. You're also going to need a bucket of water and an iron ingot, and that will make you iron oxide. Put them both together, and that'll give you the thermite. So it's pretty simple. And what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit further away over here. I'm going to put down some clay, so we can smelt that, and some cobblestone, so we can smelt that as well. And all I have to do is use my heat orb, and it's going to light everything on fire around me, so be careful. And that is pretty cool. It all turned to glass because of the sand. You actually can make a house. I never even thought about that. When I tested it, I was not on the beach. And that is pretty cool. So everything around me is smelted, and you can also see the massive, like, fires. If you're more on land, like in this forest, let me use the Omega one here. It is gonna light everything on fire, as you can see, even the trees. So be very careful while using these. You can get a lot of glass. That is pretty cool. You could really make like a house like underneath there on the beach. Alright guys, the next one is the Teleportation Orb. And this one can only be used on servers, but I can pretty much show you how it works anyway. So what you're gonna need is endstone and ender pearls with an orb in the middle. So what you want to do is you want to take this, put it in an anvil, and rename it. You have to name it to like your friend's name. Say you play with, you know, me, Pat. And then take it out. Now it's called Pat. And if I right click it, then it will teleport me towards them. Obviously no one's here, so I can't actually show you that it teleports me towards someone. But it's pretty simple to use. And there is an Omega version. There actually is. The difference is it lasts more like uses. I think it's 10 compared to 30. So it's a little bit better. And there is one more thing to show you guys, and that is the end orb. Very similar to the nether one. Does pretty much the same thing. So what you're going to need is endstone, obsidian, and ender pearls with the orb in the middle. And there is like a stronger version as well. So let me go a little bit further away so that way, you know, there's actually like room to show this, as I have destroyed pretty much the whole land around us. So if I use it, now there is like, you know, endstone, and these are supposed to be like towers. And I think enderman can spawn as well. It was kind of a bad spot. Let me go over like further while I show like the giant one. And it'll pretty much be the same thing. But yeah, the towers, they aren't very big, obviously, as you could tell. It's a mini version. It's a replica. So as you can see, it takes up much more room. It's a much bigger end. It's kind of cool, though. I mean, you can make like little replicas of the real world here with the nether and the end. Alright guys, it is really important to show you this last thing. It is the Omega Upgrader, and this is what you need to upgrade all your orbs to their Omega version. So you will need iron ingots and Omega Stone. So we'll grab this right here. And to get the Omega Stone is just from the Omega Ore. And it's actually pretty rare though. It is pretty rare. So I'll put this down. All you need to do is take one of these, like the light orb, and right click it. And it actually disappears, so it's gone. So you can't use it multiple times. But now I have an Omega Light Orb. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you want to check out this mod, the download is in the description. And if you enjoyed the review, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribed. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.